All right, so control room.
Yeah, so this is the control room area.
Before you're in here, this is a bedroom.
I would assume that it would be a bedroom because there's closets. I think this was sort of designed to be just an apartment for someone. So this would be the bedroom. They've got a kitchen and a bathroom, and it does sound really good. It sounded good before I put any treatment up. You know, there's a guitar boat with lots of padding and uneven surfaces. You know, there's like this dip, even the wall kind of having this lip on it. There's some natural diffusion happening. Yeah.
Nice cloud. Did you make these?
Well, my friend Brendan and I did it together. He did more than I did. The 703.
4x4?
Yeah. Yeah, it really did do quite a bit of good.
The cloud and this too, that will change. That'll be a game changer.
Yeah, and I've got the corner piece. You don't really notice it because it blends in with the curtains, but...
Did you buy those, the corner ones?
Mm-hmm. The thing that I didn't realize about the treatment is how much I was getting reflection-wise. When I first put them in, I was like, man, my speakers are not, it doesn't sound as loud as it did. And I was realizing, oh, it's just as loud. I'm just actually hearing what's going on. The back ones really helped a lot with the low end.
What computer are you using?
I'm using, it's a MacBook Pro, just here.
Oh, nice, tucked away. Okay, so that lives in here then?
Yeah, it lives here. Well, I take it on the road with me too.
Okay.
It's just a souped up MacBook Pro. Like when I go on the road, I just take an Apollo and...
Is that what you take, the twin right there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have another one in a road case that I take with me, and then I've got one of these that I take and an SM7 in it, and a set of headphones, and it goes into every dressing room and every hotel room.
All right, and then it looks like you got some more over here. Okay, so you got the X8P, the 16, and the 8P. 16 preamps between the two. Does this have
That has
four?
8 as well.
Okay, so 8 pre's, and then the twin has 2, right?
Yep, so really pretty much only using this one for just more DSP right now. Because I rarely do I need more than, like, even if we're tracking live, rarely do I need more than 18. These also sometimes go out, oh, the LA4. I got that from Vance Powell. It's an interesting compressor. It sounds cool on some things and awful on some things. I like it on room mics. I like it on, it's cool on guitars, background vocals.
So it's stereo?
If you have another one, you can make it stereo.
You can connect them, got it.
Yeah, Vance was like, out of all the LA4s, I know they sometimes get a bad rap. He's like, this is the one.
So this is the 610, 76?
Yeah, it's not the 76, it's the 2610.
Oh, the 2610.
Yeah, so there's no compression on this one. 2 channels of it. So right now I've got the stereo overhead going through that. And I will say, no cloud lifter on that, and it's totally fine. I mean, obviously it's recording a loud source, but I like the way they start to distort as well. You know, like if you crank the gain up. Just a classic 1176. This one's really special because sometimes the needle will get stuck and you just gotta give it one of those. Yeah, so I got to do a record for my wife's band, Larkin Poe. They made a covers record called Kindred Spirits, and she asked me if I would engineer it, and I said, yes, I'm so excited. So I went and bought this and this for that record. I didn't realize it was like me at the top of a hill, and I started sliding down.
What do you think of this audioscape?
I love it. I love it. They call it the Opto. It's a killer LA2A sounding thing, you know, and I can't say enough good things about them as a company as well. They're really stand-up folks, and I snagged this DI from them as well. I think that's what I have, the vocal chain that's patched in right now is like, you know, the BAE, the 1073, which those sound great. It's going to the 1176 and then to this.
Does this BAE have like a big power supply?
Right here. You see what I can add another one. Yeah, I have the power for another one. So right now I've got the R84 crotch mic on the drums.
Okay, so overheads on the 610s, R84.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how it is now, but like it could be different.
What is this mic?
That's one of the Telefunken TF11s.
Okay,
yeah, it's a FET large diaphragm condenser. It sounds amazing. I got a stereo set of them. They sound great on on piano, as overheads. They're great on acoustics.
What was the model again?
TF11.
TF11, okay.
That's
and
cool.
then what's this? This looks just like a 47 as well.
Vance Powell turned me onto these mics. He has 2 of them. I think there are a total of 4 or 5 of these mics at Sputnik, which is Vance's studio, and he's one of my favorite engineers. I have so much respect for him and everything he does. So told me, he's like, dude, you got to get one of these Peluso 2247 LEs. Shot it out with my friend's original, he has a killer original U47, and this is like it was right there.
All right, so you got kind of 2 vocal mics always ready to go in here, and then everything you could dream of for guitar.
I think right now I have the overheads going through the distressors, Those are cool. I mean, they're patched in, and I can, you know, you can always just bypass them if you need. But
710, right?
the 710, it's a killer preamp, man. Actually, the way that it crunches up too, if you drive the input, it's got compression on it as well.
Yeah.
It's like a slow and a fast setting. So it's an 1176 style.
Oh, and then you get the Tridents. Are these these are Prius too, right?
Yeah, I got those from Vance as well. Right now, the rack and floor toms are going through them.
And then these retros are
Yeah, well, so this is
wild.
this is like I love this. That's just fun. I bought the Audioscape. They call this the V Comp, and it's the same thing. I bought this, and then this popped up on Craigslist, and so I bought it as well. And I thought I'll just shoot them out and get rid of which one I don't like as much. And they're both still there. Almost inaudible. The Retro has a little bit of a higher noise floor, which I don't know if I need to go have it biased or what, but I think right now it's patched into the Avalon, and I'm using it on bass. But the thing I like about the Audioscape is it actually has a bypass, so you can just run through the tubes and the transformers and not compress if you want to. Down here, my friend Brendan built these. This is sort of like a manly pre representing Baja Burrito here in Nashville, and then this is just like a API 412.
And he made both of those?
Yeah, he made both of those.
And what's this guy? Is this like a,
Yeah, that's just a tube tape echo. We were using those, like whenever we first started recording with Vance Pal, he always had two of them that he would run stuff through. And if you don't use the echo, you can get a cool like saturation on the drums. Or I gotta be honest, I don't use it that much anymore just because like the UA plugs are so great. So yeah, and then tons of guitar stuff. So speaking of universal audio, I keep a table kind of set up here to throw pedals up. So this is the Starlight Echo Station. This is the Golden Reverberator. So I don't know if you've ever had that moment of like using a UA plug where you're like, I wish that they made pedals of this.
Yeah.
So I could do it live, and they came out with them, and they're awesome.
Now with those pedals, can you go in stereo, or do you need two pedals?
Yeah. And this is the modulation, so you can, it's coarse, flanger, and trim, and there's endless options. Like you can get super nerdy with these.
I'm just gonna give a shout out then to Universal Audio. Whoever's watching this, if you haven't checked them out, check them out. They have been a huge help for me and my channel, as well as Sweetwater. So
as far as guitar pedals go, like this board changes all the time.
So this is like a Vibe?
Yeah, a Univibe. This is like a Dunlop MXR thing, and this is a Billy Gibbons Octave Fuzz, the TB Drive. This one's really cool. It's Dr. Frankenstein's Dwarf. It's just a gnarly fuzz with this EQ, so you can really thin it out or make it fat.
Somebody set these up for you? Or
yeah, XTS, Exact Tone Solutions, here in Nashville. They built this amazing box for me, which works great when I'm playing live because I can go out to 2 amps. If I'm using a wireless system and the wireless frequency goes out or something, the guitar tech can just plug straight in there and it bypasses this. This is the pinky version of the TB Drive. This was like a limited edition that we did. Killer Tremolo, the shaky trim.
No affiliation with the Shakedown?
No, and you know what the funniest part is my wife's, her last name is Lovell, and so it's the Lovell shaky trim. And I'm not gonna lie, I got this pedal just because of that, and it just happens to be like the coolest tremolo. The Zvex Johnny Octave, I got this, the lead singer of Blackstone Cherry gave me that, and it is an amazing octave pedal. The Jex Tellez Dizzy Tone, I had this one rehoused because it comes in this ridiculous housing, so XTS rehoused it in this more manageable box. The Boss switcher is just kind of controlling everything so I can have multiple pedals on at once. Like say I can switch from like the drive and the verb to a fuzz and an octave, and I'm not having to really, and the delay is MIDI, so I can have multiple settings and tempos and stuff. And I'm normally running 2 amps, or I'll do say like a head through the aux box, run out to a cab and mic up the cab as well. Right now what I have going is I have this orange Custom Shop 50 going straight into the aux box, and I'm using the aux box as a cabinet simulator. Yeah, and so I have 6 presets that I've designed and saved in the aux box.
What is this guy?
I believe it's a 20-watt Silver Jubilee. Like right now, I have this amp running to a cabinet out there. So I'll go out of the pedal board into the orange, into the aux box, into the Marshall, microphone in front of it, room mics.
What's this little guy over here?
The Solo Dallas Schaefer replica. I learned about this from Angus Young. So basically when they were doing Back in Black, the guitar tone wasn't quite right. They figured out that his wireless system was giving a certain gain compression limiting thing. And so they basically just recreated that in this piece of gear. I take this on the road with me. It's hard to describe it, but once you hear your amp with it, you don't want to hear it without it. This pedal is made by the same company, the Solo Dallas. I think it's called the Storm. It does a similar thing. This amp is incredible as well. This is made by a company called Square Amps. And it's an old radio that is like I think it's a 4-watt Champ style amp. And then I've got the amps going through the brown box. So I'm just regulating the voltage,
Oh, right,
like
right.
what they're actually getting.